All right, we're here for round one of our Phyrexia All Will Be One League top eight. We got Cody-Rayce, whose draft we watched just a little bit ago. He's going against Ryan D, or the Slickness, who drafted a white-blue Artifacts deck. And we see Cody already having to take a mulligan here on a zero lander. So not great here. Did I put lands in here? He asks us in his little friend request box, which is
We have no way to see the lands he's added, unfortunately.
this is traditionally his way of communicating with us while streaming. So Cody always brings fun energy to the matches. He's going to keep the one lander here with the Dune Mover and a Mere Convert, just hoping to get that second mana, and then basically he'll be able to cast his spells. What's
Has to keep on the
Ryan looking at
draw,
over there?
yes? Ryan's got a pretty reasonable curve here. He's got two lands, Plains Island, Skullbomb, and Swooping Lookout, and then Chrome Prowler, Prosperous Thief, and Suit Up as his cards. He's drawn, in fact, a third land, the Microsith Garden. I forget which one that is. Is that the one that copies an artifact?
Believe so. Yeah. So
Okay. And Cody's actually lucked his way into land number 2 on curve. The one lander on the play, by the way, a wild keep I would not endorse, even though it has worked out here.
Yeah, we've seen a couple other keeps like this in the past, and it always makes me cringe a little bit. Yeah, so I think Dune Mover is the safest play because it guarantees him the land drop for next turn.
Yeah, I think that both of them put you on having 3 mana next turn.
Yeah, well, the Mere
But
Convert can be interacted with, so
yeah,
it's a
absolutely.
little bit riskier. Like this is basically you guarantee you get to play land 3, and there's no delay on it. So
Like right now, if Cody could cast Vampiric Tutor, he would also be Vamp Tutoring for a basic. So
Cody has answered his own question from earlier. Yes, he did put lands in his deck, so we've seen them all now.
it's a no. It's a no. Did you see while he was in there? Because I missed it. Did the red cards make the cut, or the green cards make the cut, or neither?
I didn't quite get a look. We'll see during sideboarding for sure. But here's a ninja. Well, we were discussing a few minutes ago
Okay.
how some of these Kamigawa cards are going to get you. So here's number one getting you. It's
It
got a
came
three
out of
two now.
nowhere, made a treasure. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah. Usually that's what that card did. It was rare that you ever got a second treasure really from it because your opponent would just block or remove it.
And to be
So
fair, this is a spot where Dune Mover better than Mirror Convert. Uh, I was going to say because you could block and trade with it, but you could also attack with it
it's like
and get the benefit from last turn.
I mean, with Behold the Unspeakable in his hand, I can't imagine he's interested in trading the convert here. But also, I would be hesitant to
Yeah.
take another 3 and let opponent keep getting a mana advantage here.
Well, we'll see what happens. Ryan's got Suit Up in hand, so
Oh,
Cody, if he goes for the trade, it won't work out all that well for him. He's also got a Chrome Prowler in hand, so if Ryan wants to, he can even deny Cody the option to go for the trade. He's got an interesting set of choices here.
yeah. I was starting to think after getting it like almost the same card back to back in Kamigawa and Capenna that was just going to be in every set now. Make your thing a 4/4 and draw a card. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what Cody does. Like I said, I would want to keep my Mere Convert to try and play Behold the Unspeakable, but I also don't want my opponent to get another treasure. So,
Yeah, so well, if Cody goes for the block here, I think it's pretty clearly suited. If he no blocks here, I think Ryan's got, again, a choice. He could play a Circuit Mover or play what he's about to play now.
let's see what it is. Well, that's a good one. That's a 3/5 flying. Uh,
It sure is.
yeah, we see Cody's hand not really set up to deal with that. I mean, if he somehow
Well,
gets him corrupted,
hold
he'll
on.
be able to anoint it.
He's got Behold Unspeakable here now, though. Let's
Yep.
not disrespect this card.
Yep.
If his hand was only one for once, I think he'd be in trouble. But this card does a lot of things.
Yeah, and I mean he's not going to take too much damage here. Everything gets negative, -2, -0. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it
card
basically
just
fogs.
this card better than a lot of the rares in the set. This card was just a runaway mythic uncommon. It's the card you wanted to see in your sealed pool in your draft. So it was just
Mm-hmm.
that card was unstoppable.
So I think here from Ryan, I think I would like the line that just slams on the pressure, which is Chrome Prowler, tap down your blocker, hit for 2, make a
Yeah,
treasure, play
get another treasure.
exactly. Because he doesn't have land 4 in hand. And he's
Okay.
got number 3 drops.
Yeah. Okay. So
Ooh, he's trying to get him with the Suit Up again, I think.
just attacking with that. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's no attack with the 1/5. I was going to
Yeah,
let the trait happen. Very interesting.
interesting. Maybe he's just saying, let me block. I don't want. Maybe he doesn't want to get corrupted. Not sure. Yeah, Tekathal, from my experience, was usually a 4 mana 3/5 flying with very little other text, which is still a magic card I would want every time. So well, once in a while,
Again, he
I think once in a blue moon I got to proliferate twice, but I mean, 4 mana 3/5 flyer, perfect. Right, so he's just playing out his artifacts here.
so he's got the surgical skull bomb, but it feels like
Oh,
right
this
now that
is
bouncing
he's
your
highlighted his
opponent's
anoint with affliction, but he's targeting a creature that it doesn't kill. Unfortunately, he's pointing at Tekathal. I don't know. I don't
this
know if
is
he's doing this facetiously or not. I would.
this is what is sometimes described as going through it. I think Cody is going through it currently.
I would hope. Yeah. Okay. He's
Okay.
so he set the upkeep stop so he could get the. He still won't get. Yeah, he still doesn't get the. Yeah, because the Behold the Unspeakable trigger happens after your draw step, and in your first main phase, he does not get to draw 4. So I think he had it in his mind that he'll get to draw 4, but he'll have to settle for scry 2, draw 2, which
Poor guy.
yeah.
I'm sure he'll be crying himself to sleep over that. Here he's scryed. Well, he's looking at land and -4/-4. And -4/-4 frustratingly does not answer the Inquiry Dominus.
No, I mean he will have his flyer to block it, but he needs it to be large enough, and could just get bounced by the skull bomb if Ryan wants to keep attacking. So,
Well, I think bouncing your opponent's
not
Behold
good.
the Unspeakable, not usually a play you wanted to make.
Yeah, it depends how much
Unless you were
damage.
killing them
Depends how
that
much
turn, I
damage
suppose.
you're getting for it, but yeah. So what does Ryan have left in hand here while Cody's
Ryan's got Chrome
coming to a
Prowler,
decision?
Suit Up, and Circuit Mender.
All right. Circuit
I
Mender
think what
was
Cody's
which one was? Oh, Circuit
that's the
Mender.
2/3 that comes in and gains you a life, and when it dies, or when it leaves, rather, you draw a card. Gains you 2
Oh, the
life.
artifact. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, the
I was
little
trying to
bug thing.
place it like as a blue card. I was like, there's no blue card like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's the artifact. Okay, Circuit Mender. Yes. Very good. Okay, so he's put the swamp to the bottom, and he's.
Well,
I guess he could, if he had 2 black sources, he could combo kill this 3/5. But looks
yeah,
like he'll
but
just have to
he's
settle
put
for playing a spell dancer here.
he has put that swamp to the bottom, so
Yeah, I mean, next
you
turn
can't
he
very much.
could do it.
There's a world in which he's able to get 2 oil counters onto the spell dancer, remove them, and copy the Drown and Ichor to kill.
Well, in that world, it's all he has to do is cast Whisper of the Dross.
And that's a good point, yes, because it does
Yeah,
it triggers and then it proliferates.
exactly.
So he's probably looking for a good opportunity to make use of that card here.
Yeah, because
And
Mercurial Spell Dancer will get a counter once Whisper of the Dross goes on the stack, and then once it resolves, it will see that the Spell Dancer already has a counter. So that is a thing he has access to. And,
it will be proliferatable.
I'm sure he'll be pleased to get this 3/5 off the board, and hopefully make some headway here and not die. So Ryan's left up his suit
Chrome
up,
Prowler and Suit Up.
Chrome Prowler.
I think he's going to hope Cody tries to go for a sneaky little attack, and then he's going to tap down the 1 remaining blocker and try to push damage.
Yeah. So
Like he's in a spot where Suit Up might just get used as giant growth that cantrips on to Swooping Lookout, for instance.
I mean, that's still a card. It's still worth a
Yeah.
card. All right. So he's going to go to combat here. I imagine Ryan's just going to save his. Okay, so he is going to be able to do what he wants to do here, which is get this 3/5 off the board.
Yeah, so Cody's going to go for the Whispers killing nothing.
Yeah. Well, no,
Just
he's
to get.
going to whisper that, and then he's going to Ichor both of the creatures.
Well, he doesn't have a swamp.
Well, he has the Mirror Convert.
Oh, he's the Mirror Convert. No, you're right. Shoot.
Yeah. So he gets to put a -1 here, and then he gets
He gets to do
then he gets
this.
to kill both.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a good line of play.
Yeah. So it's gonna be good. I mean, I
action.
suppose Ryan could use his suit up to save the lookout, but I don't know if that's exactly where he wants to be. But yeah.
Pretty not Oh no, he can't even use it to save the Dominus because the Dominus is going to have -5, -5.
Yeah, it already has a -1, so it'll go to
Oh
5
no, he's
no
going to
matter
try
what.
to do it. He's going to try. Oh, he's
No,
tried to
it's not
save.
quite going
Yeah,
to
that's
work.
still going to
Yeah.
die. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
because
does Cody
it
know?
doesn't give it a plus anything. It just gives it, it just
Yeah.
replaces its power toughness.
Cody has worked out that he could send the second drown at the other one.
Yep.
And now he's ready to copy whatever the next spell he
Yeah.
draws
So
is.
his as a result, his
Although he's
bewildered
got to be careful
unspeakable.
not to play the Arm Guard familiar because it's going to kill the visions.
No, don't do it.
I think he's regretting playing the land.
I mean, I regret him playing the land because it was a 2/2. It was a Cloud Blazer at that point with the land in hand, but now it's just a lowly 1/1 that only drew 2 cards
All right.
and made
So
opponents' attacks
how?
bad for a turn.
So Ryan's in a tough spot now because he's lost his board.
Yeah,
So
this
he's going
turned
to try to
around.
build up.
This turned around real quick.
So he's going to try to build up with Circuit Mender, and then I think his way to win is still some turn involving
Yeah,
Flash and Chrome Prowler.
and the Spell Dancer can even copy another spell once it comes up.
Ooh, he's got the Serum Snare. What does
Which,
that do
wow.
for him?
Uh, I
Well, it
mean,
doesn't look too good against the Circuit Mender, we'll say.
yeah, he doesn't want to bounce that, but we'll see. We'll see how he decides to progress here, but he can get in for 5 here. Yeah, so yeah, we see Spell Dancer. We said during the draft, this wasn't the set for it, but that it's still a good card. Like you read that card, it's very strong. It was just a little too slow for the format because you needed to block and it didn't block well, and it took like 2 or 3 turns before it could really do something. But yeah, we see it really have
He's
an
going to
impact here.
cast it.
Yeah, he's just gonna bounce both things, just set him back.
Okay. So what's he's going to target with the other copy? Because he can't target the same thing or else
Or
it's
he,
going
he
to
can target the
fizzle.
Skull Bomb.
I wonder, yeah, picking up your own Behold
He's thinking about targeting that.
is a very clever move here,
Yeah,
but
I think.
also potentially risky.
Yeah, bouncing the Skull Bomb seems slightly more appealing to me, but just because you keep your board presence.
Oh,
But
I
I
think
mean, drawing all these cards is really going to be something that makes him
he's
happy.
given his opponent a card too, though, by bouncing the Circuit Mender. Like I
Yep,
can't imagine
and more life.
both sides are that unhappy.
Both sides get to draw cards. I mean, this is what
Oh
we're
yeah,
here
and
for.
Mere Convert actually dealt a third of his life total just to play the Arm Guard.
I mean, you do what you got to do here. Behold. I mean,
Okay.
his opponent has no creatures, and his opponent's not going to have an attack even next turn because of Behold. So
Yeah, that part of the trouble is here. If you excuse me, try to play a 2-drop and leave a Chrome Crawler, your opponent is gonna be super suspicious because they see you with the Circuit Mender. Why aren't you playing the Circuit Mender?
yeah, he's just
And
playing the
yeah, it
second
looks like
mender here.
instead he's gonna play this flying mech.
Okay, so that's the
Flying being a
one.
problem.
That's the one that is just it's a flyer, which is the problem, I guess, and it actually
Yes,
doesn't get affected by the Behold the Unspeakable trigger. So
that's
yikes!
true.
Just sort of just a flying vehicle is might take the day here.
Let's
Though
see what
though of note, unless Ryan has something in his hand to crew it, the Circuit Mender will not be able to crew it.
well, the Chrome Crawler can crew.
Okay,
Or
that makes sense.
potentially he's also got an indoctrination attack.
Okay, I mean he will get to draw 4 though on his turn, so presumably he'll try and find something here to stop this mech. He says dead
Dead
to
to
a
a
pump
pump
spell.
spell. Let's see it, he says.
Let's see
Yeah,
it.
there's no pump spell in hand
No.
for Ryan.
Well, he also needs. Well, Ryan also needs a creature to crew it, but we
Mm-hmm.
know he does have that, and Cody probably assumes as much.
So Ryan has not played Winds. Actually, he could play the Attendant here and have 6 mana, which is important.
Yeah, that is a play with something you can do with the attendant. It can actually give you more mana for a turn.
This is going to let him play
Yeah.
another 2-drop.
All right. So Cody turned it around there and had a great turn, killed both the creatures, particularly the big flying threat. But now another big flying threat comes down, and it's harder to interact with because it only can be interacted with at instant speed, basically.
Yeah.
But Cody does have 5 shots at finding something here.
That's a bit of a brick.
No, none of those are going to do it. Atmosphere Surgeon gives things flying, but only at sorcery speed.
Yeah,
He
and there's
does.
not even a spell there he can copy with Spell Dancer.
He can sword and then attack, and then it gets you 2 extra looks, right?
Yeah, but
But
he would only have 3 mana. Well, like 2 because he can't even tap the convert for mana anymore.
well,
He would only have 2 mana left to do anything with.
it might be enough if he finds an anoint.
Uh, yes, that's true.
Yeah, I mean
Although no, actually, because
it's
then he would just be dead on ground then, because he would
uh,
Ryan would have 4 attackers and Cody would have 2
also
blockers.
notably he could find an instant speed spell that proliferates and wake up the saga, but
Okay, well, we'll see what he hits here.
I guess he'd still be dead, but
Actually, he gets another land drop off the sword hit. Oh, the sword, yeah, off the sword.
yeah,
But
but
he's only got
if he gets a
one
if he
untapped
gets a
land.
blue card, he'll be because the auto tapper tapped him out of blue.
Oh, that's a choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that line of play from the auto tapper there. I don't think Cody's all that happy with it either. So let's see what we get from sword. Ooh,
So he
anoint.
can.
Wait. Oh, okay.
So what he can do is he can
Does this
actually
do?
anoint two things, but it won't save him from the flying,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
because he can't anoint the vehicle right now.
No, he can anoint 2 things. He can copy it, but
Yeah.
just just a little too much early damage, and a little too much early damage here, and then the flyers coming down.
This was a very cool first game, though. I will say.
Yeah, I mean the Kamigawa cards did their impact were felt, absolutely. So even though they only played a small part in our draft, they played a big part in this game. So anoint.
Yeah, he's gonna anoint 2 things and hope Ryan misses the line.
This is the line of crew your unblockable vehicle with your opponent tapped out.
Yeah, it's not quite like creature lands. You can kind of sometimes bluff your opponent into not realizing they have.
Yeah, right.
Vehicles are a bit trickier.
I mean, he played to the best of his ability to find something to do, but
It's true. I thought he was dead for much longer than he seemed to think he was, and he was proven right for a while.
So looking here, we have the answer here to whether he's splashing. He's not splashing. He didn't even put any of the potential splash cards into his
Okay.
sideboard. So he's not interested in splashing. He's sticking with blue black. Looking at his build, I think he went
Yeah,
for his. I think he went for a bit of more aggressive leaning build here. So stuff like
that's
scheming
got to.
aspirant is not being played. He's going for like the fleshless gladiator and the chrome prowlers rather than maybe slightly more defensive creatures.
We've lost.
Sorry.
We lost Ryan briefly.
Okay. Yeah, I know. He was in a feature match a few weeks ago, and he was having a bit of an issue with the stream. So
Let's try
yeah,
breaking that.
yeah. At the very least, we'll still be able to do it with Cody's
Yeah,
stream.
I can message him to try and restart his.
Yeah. So he's looking. He brought in a short circuit, which is the -3/-0 flash aura. Looks like he might be
Okay.
taking out Trawler Drake as just a little too slow here.
Mm.
Yep. So that was looked like that was the only change he made.
Yeah, I think Cody's deck building there would be. Ryan's PC has crashed, he says.
Not bad for a one-lander, he says. Well.
I can. Okay, let's see if he can rejoin the match.
Yeah, as long as one player's still in the match, it'll wait for the other player.
Yeah, otherwise
we're not on
do the.
timers, so.
Otherwise, we will do the usual backup where they restart a best of 3 and then Cody scoops game 1.
He's telling us about all the things he wish occurred in that game.
Yeah, I think from a deck building decision point of view, I think what happened was Cody saw the splash cards and thought they were pretty medium, and then looked at his fixing and saw it was pretty thin, and then kind of went from there.
Yeah, like we saw he had prophetic prism a few times as a possible pick and just was not interested at all. He did take one
Yeah.
Dune Mover like pretty aggressively, honestly. I don't remember what he picked over, but I remember like there were some other cards in the pack that were in consideration. So he did want the Dune Mover, but I guess not the Prophetic Prisms. I mean, Azuri would be cute. I don't know if it would be amazing, especially with the way he built his deck. He's more aggressive leaning, so um, he just said, "I'm going to try and attack. I'm going to try and get them off kilter. I have some 2 mana removal. You know, I'm not going to mess around with splashes."
Okay. It looks like,
Looks like he's back in.
yeah. Did we get a result? Oh, just seen Jesters. Let's see.
Okay. All right, so not the most exciting hand here for Cody. do we see
Yeah,
do we
Ryan's
see
look.
Ryan's hand?
Yeah, he's looking at a 5-lander as well with Mandible Justiciar and Chrome Prowler. Although one of the lands being Mycosynth Gardens actually makes it a bit more playable because that can basically be a spell. It just copies an artifact.
And that's one of the those are like sort of like some of the staple commons from the white blue deck, right? From Phyrexia will be one. Right, so he's
Oh,
looking at
absolutely.
Blade of Shared Souls and Quicksilver Fisher and a bunch of lands.
That
Blade of
is an
Shared Souls
interesting
basically just a 3 mana
pair of
2/2.
cards.
Yeah. All right. He says, "Look, I can cast something on turn 3. Hopefully, my opponent doesn't curve out. These are 60 card decks. They're you know tend to be clunkier. So, but
It
he
looks
is
like
going to be under siege."
both players came to that same conclusion. Importantly, actually, Mycosynth Gardens, the only white source in Ryan's deck. So if Ryan draws a non-artifact white card, he won't be able to cast it.
What is the maker?
Or no, in his
What
hand,
is the
rather.
ability again on the maker? There were so many of these lands. I don't. I don't remember what all of them read
Uh,
exactly.
well, it's an unknown shores.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
it's like a filter land.
It's an
Okay.
unknown shores that can copy, sorry. So it's not,
Yeah. Okay. It's a
he
filter
can't
land. Yeah.
cast, yeah.
I knew the second ability. I just didn't. Okay. So it's filter land. Okay. So it takes you off curve, but you get to play your white cards.
Yes.
So this vehicle did it have crew 2 or crew 3. I can't
I believe it is
recall.
crew 3.
Okay. So bit tougher. Yeah. Crew 3 is like traditionally where it begins to lose me.
Yeah, that's a real cost at that point.
Like this has got to be like a bomb level, like a rare, or like something that really does something impactful.
Or it's got to come with its own drivers, like Sika's Chariot or
Oh,
whatever.
sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mandible.
Okay, well, that card was just completely ridiculous magic card. Alright.
So I'm surprised here actually that he didn't go for the ambush Chrome Prowler into Crew Mech trying to block Hive Master. That's maybe playing around Whispers the draws.
Yeah, there's
Um,
ways to get blown out there. He did see Anoint with
um,
Affliction. I think he did see 2 Anoints with Afflictions, right?
you know what I'm gonna beat though? He's got an Annex Sentry in hand too, and he might have thought sentrying the Hive Master is a better uh, thing to do than
Okay.
trying to ambush it. But looks like he's going to main phase the cat here. I'm okay. It does get him an attack with the Mandible just sheer.
Yeah, he gets attack for 6, gain 3. That's pretty good. He goes to 20.
Yeah, I suppose if you are playing the deck with all the flyers and lifelinkers, racing not a bad idea.
Yeah, his Quicksilver Fisher looks kind of silly lined up against the Mobilizer mech, but I do still think that's probably the play for the turn. We got people emoting all sorts of things here onto our screen.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that.
It's all right. It's off in the corner. So smiling cat. I did like that one, but yeah. So Fisher comes down again, kind of embarrassing against the mobilizer mech, but maybe he can get some flying damage in here. But yeah, that vehicle,
Well,
which I didn't really see do that much in Kamigawa, but it's a 3/4 flyer. So if you can crew it consistently, it is a big threat for cheap. Right, well, here comes this
speaking
Dominus
of
again.
a big threat for affordable prices.
Yeah, here comes the Dominus again.
Ooh.
So once again, an unfavorable
Oh.
opponent for the
Oh, you know what's
Quicksilver
cute
Fisher.
actually? Mobilizer Mech is a really good target for Mycosynth Gardens because then you have 2 Mobilizer Mechs and one crews the other.
There you go. Yeah, like
That could be, that's 6 flying damage potentially not quite out of nowhere, but at a bit of a surprise.
So Cody's got some choices here of how to proceed for the turn. He can basically cast his Atmosphere Surgeon and any of his 3-drops. So if he is hoping to get a loot with the Blade of Shared Souls, he will not.
I feel like in his shoes, I might just play sword, equip sword, and start bashing with.
So it'll be
how does Raptor? Raptor's a 3/6 being blocked by a 3/5 potentially.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, he does have a lot. He does have a lot to consider here. So
you can put it on the Hive Master, and then its attacks are kind of decent. It's a 5/4. What blocks a 5/4? All that world over there.
Yeah, one thing I will say about Cody, he likes to mess around a lot and joke around and all that. But when it comes time to the games, he does take his time, to make his decisions. So for all of the fooling around he does sometimes, he does take the game decisions very seriously, and he's taking the appropriate time here to come to the best decision for him. And he's decided to just put 2 things in play, or I guess not. Okay.
He's going to hold up Prowler. Okay.
Yeah, he might have to go with Prowler. It's a pretty big tempo hit, especially when opponent crews a vehicle. To then tap the vehicle, so take both of them out of the picture for a turn. What do we got here?
All the other matches are completed, so all the contestants are in here asking why these guys are taking so long.
No, don't worry about it. All right. So let's see what Ryan decides to do. What are his?
Well, he's looking at this Annex Sentry first and foremost, and if I bet, I'd say he's going to take the Raptor.
Yeah, it's got to be the Raptor.
Following it up, he's got a Hot Shot Mechanic, which crews as if it's a 2/1. And I forget what it does when it crews something.
It can crew as if it had higher power, I believe. That was
so it can crew as a 4 effectively because it is a 2/1. Okay.
Yeah, it was the same ability that those little 1/1 pilot tokens had from the set.
Right.
So he's got his Chrome Prowler ready to roll here.
His other card is an Indoctrination Attendant, which doesn't have anything too great to pick up, right?
Nothing that interesting, no. I mean, Chrome Prowler, getting back a Chrome Prowler is something. So he's going to crew, yeah. And then Cody's going to get at least a nice little tempo swing here, tapping down one of these creatures.
Taps the 3/5.
Yep.
I feel like if you're Ryan, you're okay to trade the vehicle for the real creature. I think that's usually a trade you're comfortable making.
Yeah, I think if you're Cody, you don't have much of a choice. All right, so it looks like we're going to have some trades going on here. Yeah. So Chrome Prowler's going to trade, and yeah.
Okay.
But, when the dust clears, Ryan still has his 3/5 flying. And Cody has lost both of his flyers now in the process.
Yeah.
So this game may end quickly.
And the trouble is here, sword, you have to hit them with it to do anything with it.
Yep.
It doesn't do all that much when you're blocking.
Nope. Unless your opponent's creatures are green and red, then it's you can you can block anything green and red. Yeah. So he can do this. He can give it flying and then use the sword.
That's cute.
Yeah. He's still falling behind here, but
he needs to hit a land here, right? And
okay.
Yeah.
So
can't cast that annoying. It's a sad,
unfortunate
state of affairs.
Yeah,
you got a sad heat.
That would kill the Annex Sentry to get him back his Raptor to block the 3/5, and then we would.
That's probably the big swing left on the table in this match is that Annex Sentry going down is probably Cody's way back into things.
Yeah, get his 1/4 back and then just block.
I think here, if you're Ryan, you swing out and ask him what he wants to trade the Hive Master with.
Yeah, this could be an attack call.
You could maybe play around Whispers and not attack with Annex Sentry, but up to him.
Yeah,
he's also got the ability.
Did he see 1 or 2 in the first game? I can't recall, but He saw
I
one
saw
at
one, but
least.
it was
Yeah.
pretty effective.
Well, yeah. It was one of the best Whispers of the Dross I've seen. Maybe he's considering copying one of his artifacts, but that doesn't change combat really.
Yeah, because he's not going to get the ETB here. This is just going to be a 3-2.
Nope. Kind of like the Blade of Shared Souls does not actually.
And it's going to be a tap 3-2.
Maybe he thinks, yeah, that
I'm not
land,
sure if that was.
kind of
Not
like the
sure that was
Blade of
quite
Shared
what he was
Souls,
expecting.
kind of like the Blade of Shared Souls. That land never did quite what you thought it did, but
He said, fuck it. Let's
I
go.
mean, he didn't need the land anymore, so he said, "Let me do this, even if it's a bit of the wrong
All
order."
right, so now Cody's got some life in him because he's going to get to see 3 cards here, right? With Sword of whatchamacallit.
Okay, yeah. So he's drawn Roadside Reliquary. He doesn't have any enchantments presently, but does have a few in his deck.
May as well get the might damage it.
All right, so let's see what he can find here. If he can find a removal for this NX entry, things are going to change big time.
None of those are Anoint with Affliction.
Just some ground creatures here, but I mean, he can deploy some ground creatures. So he has the Nimraiser Paladin, which maybe is better than the, play the Nimraiser and the 2-drop rather than the
Yeah.
Golem, because he doesn't have any oil right now.
I think you want to get back.
Yep.
Chrome Cat can buy you a turn if you get it back here, and then it buys you next turn.
Yeah, he's hanging in here unless Ryan draws some removal. His only attack is with the 3/5, which is still having an impact on this.
Yeah,
game.
the 4/4 being larger than anything Ryan's got on the ground is something to note.
Yeah. I mean, if
he decides to
move that sword over to the 4/4, he could really start dealing damage quickly.
And Ryan's drawn 2 lands, so his only action is Indoctrination Attendant.
Yeah, Indoctrination Attendant. I guess he could pick up a Chrome Prowler to tap something down at a later turn.
Well, that Chrome Prowler is in fact a land, so if he picks it up, he will not have the ability to do that.
That's the land one.
Yeah. Cody says.
Yeah, he's not.
Cody's having
flying.
problems with flying as an ability.
Who knew flying was good? I think it's been good since what was that set? Alpha. Has it ever stopped being good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Here comes the.
So here so Ryan's going to hold back some creatures then, which is going to mean that the sword isn't guaranteed to hit is an interesting thing here. And he's actually, I think, goofed slightly here because he can't get his might without picking up. He can't replay his 2/1 because he's played the tap land instead of the plains. Yeah.
And that Chrome Prowler is a land, right?
I think you just bite the bullet and pick up an island or pick up the tap land. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gains you an extra life potentially. If he wins by a life, I like this play.
Yeah, so let's see, what are his options here? He can suit up the Nimraiser Paladin with the sword.
Well, then I think you just chump it with the mechanic, right?
Yeah, his options for getting through are not great, and his options for defending himself against a 3/5 flyer are not great either. I mean, he has the Chrome Prowler for a turn, but
yeah, I think here you just play your creatures and try to.
Oh,
you're right. He can jump.
Get through. He can actually get through with the sword now, because he can give his atmosphere flying again, like he did previously.
Yeah.
So and he's got the cat in hand. Little combo here.
This is looking really.
Cast a spell. Get in with that. Whispers of the Dross.
That just kills mechanic.
I mean, he's still going to cast it.
Yeah. Yes, because he can cast it and still hold the Prowler. It's actually really clutch.
Yeah. So, not precisely what he needed, but, this allows him to get down another creature off the board.
Guarantees a Surge can fly next turn as well. Yeah.
I mean, look, Sword of Fortune Frontier, incredible Magic card. So, no surprise that it's having an impact on this game. We'll just see if it's going to have enough of an impact to pull him out of this flying mess.
I think I gotta say, I think I like Cody's seed a bit more now, seeing both hands.
Yeah.
Like the only act Raul Ryan's got's a Dune Mover in hand.
Yeah, that Dune
You know,
Mover, not exactly the desired play at this juncture in the game.
yeah.
Yeah, so he gets another hit in here with the sword. Yeah, so just gonna keep hitting here. Oh, he's actually gonna
He's
get a little aggressive
really,
here.
yeah. I like it. Well,
He could have even granted both of the
the
paladins
really
flying
the
and
really aggro play
got
here.
some real toxic damage in as well. All right, so
Like Ryan doesn't have anything that cleanly blocks a 4/4. He doesn't even have. I guess he's got one good double block on the ground.
he's got a 3/4 and a 3/2.
This I actually don't like. I think you're supposed to. Oh, it's going to work out great for him though. I think you're supposed to hit with sword first, but this is going
Oh
to work
yes,
out pretty
okay.
well.
He finally found the removal for the annex entry. We were saying many turns ago that if that ever happened, this would be quite a swing.
This is
And
no. This is just game here.
he's
This
just
is
giving everything flying, right?
yeah. He's got it.
Yeah, look at that. Just he was complaining about flying, and now he's using it to his advantage for a complete surprise win here.
Damn. I like that I was proven wrong immediately. Like
Next time he complains about flying, I'll remind him about this game.
Sir
But
Ryan is
yeah,
boarding in.
we hadn't mentioned it for a while because he wasn't drawing the removal. But we did say if that annex entry ever goes away, this game is very
Oh,
much
he didn't even need
gonna
that.
change.
He just needed jump his whole board.
Yeah, he just needed more spells. With the two atmosphere surgeons, yeah, just drown with Ichor,
Yeah.
put 4 counters total on them. So yeah,
I think the play you got to identify as being where Ryan kind of let his foot off of Cody's throat here was the making the tapped Chrome Prowler main phase.
yeah,
Not quite getting how the interaction would work. Kind of cost him there. And
yeah. It's tricky. It's tricky.
Ryan's boarded in Vanish into Eternity
Okay.
instead of a Glistener Seer to have an answer to Sword,
Sword,
and then
yeah.
he's submitted the list. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I read Atmosphere Surgeon, like during the preview season, like this is what I imagined it would do. But
It's
it
just
just
like sit
never
there
did
for a
it
while.
because the decks that most decks didn't play and the decks that did just traded it off early and never really got to go off. Like this is what I imagined. You get into a bit of a board stall and then draw a couple spells and you win the game like very quickly. The turnaround time on winning with that card in a board stall is like very short. Like this is
Oh
what I
yeah.
pictured the card being capable of doing, and due to some of the whims of the format, it wasn't really ever able to do that. So
So
what's Ryan
Ryan
looking at here?
there,
Cody's got a nice hand. What's Ryan holding?
Ryan there pitched his first hand, which was 5 lands, 2 spells,
Mm-hmm.
and drew 5 lands, 2 spells, and
Oh,
decided to keep this one. So he put back a land.
oh,
And he's got in hand Chrome Prowler and 2 Indoctrination attendance as his action. And he's just drawn maybe the most exciting card in his deck, the Blue Sun's Twilight, which
Blue Suns.
is gonna do some work when it lands. You have to imagine.
All right, so Ryan's just gonna say, I don't feel like getting attacked. I feel like attacking you if I have the option to, and now he will get to attack.
Yeah. So Cody here.
So
He's gonna loot.
you know,
Cody's got a lot of options here. I think you pitch one of the Whispers. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
pitching one of the Whispers.
and like I noted earlier, he can actually use that Whisper of the Dross to advance his saga if he ever wants to have a surprise blocker.
Right. So the trouble is, like with his hand, the turn you would want to use it is now, and the turn you
Yeah.
can ambush block with it is next turn. But next turn he's probably tapping out to play Twisted Embrace or Immobilizer, so it doesn't
Yeah,
quite
makes
line
sense.
up ideally.
It is just a cool option, you know.
Okay, so Ryan's got an interesting choice here. Does he pick something up? I think here I actually wouldn't pick up anything, just because you've got Blue Suns in hand,
Yeah,
and I'm not that high on the might on this board. Although I guess it doesn't get blocked.
I feel like a lot of players pick up a land when it's not optimal, just because they feel like they need the 1/1. But
It delays his Blue Suns potentially by a turn, but I guess he's not curving right out to 7 lands, so maybe it actually.
well, how many
does
other
blow
lands
it.
does he have in his hand still?
He's got 2 lands in hand right now, so we would need to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, there's
Okay,
land number
so
3.
instead of Embrace, he's gone for Immobilizer here, and that thing's going to be working for a long time since he has the 2 Whispers of
That
the
actually
Dross.
makes the might look better, right? Because having a wider board versus immobilizer is kind of what you want.
So it looks like he's going to immobilize this attendant here. And,
Yeah.
like I said, due to the Whispers of the Dross, 2 copies in his hand, that immobilizer is going to keep ticking here. Yeah, so he's going to try and
Take the trade.
Yeah, he's going to accept the trade here.
So now Ryan's going to take the attendant quiz again, and we'll see what he does this time.
Okay.
I once again am not sure if he should pick up a land, but he's going to do it. This, I guess, does put on maximum pressure, right? So I get that much.
All right, so Roadside Reliquary is actually turned fully on here for whenever he does have some excess lands. All right, so Nimrazer Paladin here kind of just stabilizes.
Yeah, and Ryan does not have a way through. His hand is all lands and a Blue Sun's Twilight.
So if he wouldn't have picked up all the lands, he would have been casting his Blue Sun's Twilight next turn.
Yeah, that's about your worst case scenario there.
Yeah. Yeah, Blue Sun's Twilight is so powerful. Having a 1/1 doesn't seem like a trade off that I like.
If he cracks a Surgical Bay, I mean then he's just fully punting on.
Yeah, because grabbing the Nimrazer Paladin, copying it, getting back whatever the Chrome Prowler's there, like that almost straight up close to wins the game on the spot. And here he's going to be struggling through the next couple turns, sounds like.
Yeah, because Cody can deny the double block on the attendant, right? And I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure if Cody wants to.
Well,
he just kill him with a twisted embrace.
He actually didn't.
Behind he's drawn. Oh my god,
he actually didn't tap anything on that instep, indicating he's not going to attack with the Paladin, I suppose. Or now he can attack, I suppose.
He could have,
but he didn't know he was
even without this.
So. Yeah, he could have just.
He could have just twisted embraced.
Yeah, that was probably his plan. But then the draw step said, "I have something better to offer."
The funny part is, Behold the Multiverse not as good against the larger toxic guys. It does turn off the mites, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, the card's completely absurd. Best uncommon in the set, if not, like, I don't know what else is in contention, but that was the card you wanted at uncommon. I remember the green Boseiju saga was also very good, but this card was just
Grant.
through the roof.
It's another land for Ryan. He has gotten unlucky with these draws.
Is it 3 lands in the Twilight?
Yeah, this is the turn he would have been casting Blue Suns had he not picked up 2 lands.
Imagine casting that 2 4/4s and a 3/2 back in your hand with the Chrome Prowler. That would have been a big advantage. So he's kept his spells here. So Twisted Embrace he's thinking about. He doesn't have a lot of options here.
So did he bottom the land there? I feel like I
might have my lands here.
Yeah, I feel like the only way you lose is you get stuff stuck in hand. You're just up enough. I guess he doesn't know his opponent's hands full.
Yeah, he could start trying to get his opponent dead here with the Atmosphere Surgeon, like we saw in the last game, and he has another one in hand. So with the Whispers of the Drosses, he can win very quickly with the flying. Because he can start using those Whispers of the Drosses, just giving everything flying.
Yeah, he's got 12 power on board.
Yeah, he can go Atmosphere Surgeon next turn, and then Whispers of the Dross adds, what, four counters total? Between the two?
Yeah. No, his whole board would be unblockable.
Yep. Like I said, this was the picture in my head of what Atmosphere Surgeon would do. And I picked it really highly for the first, several drafts.
And instead it wound up, begrudgingly trading off with, I don't know, with a mite or something half the time.
With a Barb Batterfist token or Mandible Justiciar, and you're just like, okay, well, fine. And then once out of every 25 games, you killed your opponent out of nowhere, and it was a delight.
So now Ryan's got an interesting question here, which is, does he crack this land on end step?
I can't imagine he should. But, yeah, just the bouncing of the lands, I'm always so torn about that, because especially when you have a power card in your hand, you just need to get to that, right? Like these 1/1s aren't that interesting. I think a Blue Sun's Twilight is more interesting than having 1/1s. So
I think one of the two. I think the first one is reasonable because it's a pretty rare draw that actually gets you to Blue Suns for 5 on turn 7, even if if you don't pick up any lands. But I think the second one um, is going to be regrettable here. And he's trying to bait something out with a suit up. He's got a suit up in hand.
Oh, okay, he drew the suit up. Okay, so he gets to kill one of these things.
Yeah, I assume you kill the non-token one.
Yep. Yeah,
he's trying to mirror combat.
Yeah, because now he can't have two paladins in play anymore. Because as soon as that thing becomes unattached, the rebel, it goes back to being a 2/2 rebel. Yeah, so he does have his Blue Sun set up for next turn, and Cody hasn't really.
Yeah, that block there.
Life total.
Not being dead this turn or near dead this turn is pretty huge.
Yeah, so if Ryan takes the unspeakable, it'll be smaller, but I'll have two of them.
Yeah, he'll have two 3/3s unless he does anything else with his cards.
That is still good.
Yeah, I guess I think if he takes the 4/4, he actually gets a rebel token.
If he takes a 4/4.
Well,
yeah.
he'll get 1 4/4 and 1 rebel token. Wait, I actually have no idea what'll happen.
Well, we'll see what Ryan decides to do, but I know he will be putting Blue Sun's Twilight on the stack unless he drew something better, which is
and maybe this. You know what? This might have been an argument for killing the token over killing the real one, because the real one was your best Blue Sun's target.
Yeah, because he would get a Crow Prowler back or whatever else was in his graveyard by now.
And this is right, actually. He has to play a land to play Blue Sun's Tier 5.
Yeah, so does he want 2/2 flyers? I mean,
yeah.
Maybe 2 Gitaxian Raptors is better than.
He's just going to play the Annex Sentry. Interesting.
Okay.
I think he's just.
I think he wants to take out.
Well,
he could take out the token for good, or he could take out the Atmosphere Surgeon, which is kind of the threat here.
He's just dead if he doesn't take Atmosphere Surgeon, so I think he has to take Atmosphere Surgeon.
Some quick math indicates that is the case, yes. Huh. Okay.
I guess he can Blue Suns for less than 5 and yoink the Raptor.
He needs, 5 mana for that?
Oh no, you're right, he would. So he could yoink the Atmosphere Surgeon.
He could take the Atmosphere Surgeon is what he could
That might be his line. I know he's going to crack Surgical Bay.
Oh.
I'm not sure what he's hoping to get here.
I mean, he does see that there's more than 11 power of flying.
Okay. I think he's...
here.
Yeah. I think he's dead, Jim.
He doesn't even have to activate the Surgeon here, so...
That's true, I forgot about the card draw for Vision.
Yeah, so just... Yeah, so Atmosphere Surgeon getting it done here. So a bit of a curious play, not firing off the Blue Sun's Twilight, but we do see Cody-Rayce use the Atmosphere Surgeon to great effect.
Takes it down to what?
Unspeakable. So congratulations to Cody-Rayce on his round 1 victory. Right. We'll be back shortly with round 2.
All right, I'm going to